Well, good morning, Roy. We're a
Good.
couple minutes late today. We got busy looking at stuff and talking, and just went right past when we were supposed to start. So here we are. Good morning.
Here we are. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? We took a quick trade and didn't work out to start. That's all right.
Well, I took one, was up, and then I'm down on this one. 6,300 is kind of our watch spot here. I don't know if it's gonna come back and test that or not. CBD's rising, call premiums are rising. The call premiums, you put premiums, just swap positions, Roy.
Mm.
Yeah. So unless something changes, it's going to be a grind up by the dip day.
I did not hear any teasers from Trump for today as far as tariffs. So hopefully that is calm seas, but
Who knows?
hate that Truth Social lingering posts out there, right? I mean, you always got to be careful with it.
I saw I think it was Sir Financialite. We know he's probably the most bearish guy on Twitter right now. He's just I might have to unfollow him. He's just so negative all the damn time. Like everything is negative.
Yeah.
Like I mean, everything can't be this bad, bro. Anyway, he put a thing out yesterday. If you want to cripple the economy, do what you're doing on tariffs with the copper. Copper, talking about everything you think copper is needed in, which is, almost every electronic has copper in it, but also almost every electronic has gold in it. So,
right.
Look at it. Want to? I don't know. So this thing, it's going to break now. If it breaks,
my God.
That's going to be frustrating, isn't it, Roy? I'm in a short. I'm $100 up on a Take Profit Trader, a new test account, because we've already passed that other test account this morning. We got our $50 and we're $140 up, $130 up in this one right now. If it breaks 6,300, I got my take profit at 96.75, which will give me a little over $200 on the trade. We are going to move stop to break even. Like I said, this is a test account, so it's not as doesn't have a trailing drawdown or anything.
We're throwing orders at VWAP here and at 6,300, which
VWAP is and it's at a key level too. So
yeah,
they still have 387 orders sitting at 96, but the problem with that 96 is there are a lot of algo orders sitting there. So you got to be careful with that. I still don't feel comfortable taking a long until it shows me it's going to pop. I don't want to take a long, just keep scalping. Of course, you get to a point where if we're going to chop around this range, do we need to trade it anyway? That's another question we have to ask ourselves.
Absolutely. And that's something we don't actually ask ourselves enough.
Yep. Because looking back the other day where we had the bad day where the one tweet messed everything up, or the one, whatever the hell it was, messed everything up. If you look back over the overall day, it was just a choppy day.
Right.
Well, that's going to take me out of my stop. Looks like I'm going to hit my stop back up here right below break even. So it's going to be a little, I made $3.75 from the trade. There's that. Now it's going to reject back down. We are in a combine here. A test account, so we can give it a little bit of leeway. I'm trying to trade it more like I do the others, but got a nice red bubble here forming. Back it up with another red bubble, but it's not, price is not moving with it, so I don't know if that is really what we want to see here or not, Roy.
Yeah, we do have the 30-year bond auction later today.
You do.
Let's see if there's any sort of we're at all-time highs ish. Let's take some profits. I don't know. There is a lingering thing that was kind of mentioned by Lutnick the other day of these tariffs on the semiconductors. There's I guess a study that the White House is close to finishing that will be presented to the president of how he wants to handle the economic impact of semiconductors. Obviously, that is very important to the market, given the weight of all NVIDIA has right now. So they had just concluded the copper one, which is why you got the copper stuff. And now the semiconductor one is headed. There's pharmaceuticals and semiconductors are the two that are waiting kind of the decision. So
there's your 6,300 break.
Very nice. Were you in a short?
yeah, I was. I hadn't taken profit yet. I think I want to see it come down to this 96.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm still in it. I'm up. I mean, I'm green, good green. So, but I wanted that 6,300 break and hold, not a fake breakdown. Oh, Snoop said there's issues. I guess people are having issues with Top Stuff X. I'm not having any issues with it.
No, I'm not. Man, at times it had a little delay, but nothing.
Well, I mean, I think the only fair thing to do now would just to be reset everybody's to Mondays.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I think even lost accounts, you should bring them back and for good measure.
Reset everybody back to where they were Monday afternoon close.
Yeah, even throwing an extra $1,000 if just
absolutely, that's a great idea.
As a goodwill stimulus.
Yeah, great idea. I mean, just give everybody a couple grand payout.
That what they should do? They should do that. Like at the end of the year, if you've spent a certain amount with them, they should give you like a combine that has the amount that you spent on it already added to the combine.
Well, one thing I can say is I have taken out more money than I'm putting in, so that would not benefit me. Some people that would benefit a lot.
This just cannot break that 6,300 right now.
No, CBD's come down. Volume's going all the way back to the zero line. I like it to break down here, but I mean, this thing could swap back pretty quick. So just be careful if you're doing anything. I think we're going to get the breakdown. I added to my position down here. So this is a test account too. So, but I'm only in 10 lots instead of anything crazy. And if it pops back up to the 8 and shows resistance, I will add more to it. CBD's come back to what? Below 300. It was above 1,000, 1,500 or so at one point. So you're getting some sellers coming in. Now, whether they can push it down or not, I kind of see on the horizon that if this plays out where we could get that 9,600, if we get the 3,000 break and hold, and they get that 96 break, I could see it working down to 90, actually. But we gotta get there past the 6,300 first. Oh, we got a good crowd this morning.
Oh yeah, they're back.
Welcome, bots.
I hadn't heard from Manny and
or Michael in a while.
Yeah. Football's well with them.
Oh, let's see here. I didn't want to go there. Let's see if I can do it online and get some more.
Did it bounce?
Some more.
I got near the 200 and almost bounced.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff at 6,300.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. Roy Kent Trades is live. Hey.
All of Mag 7 except Tesla is red. Just barely, though.
So I shared this post, quote tweeted it. We had 40. We got one more viewer since I shared it. Now let's see if we can get any more bots in here.
All right.
We'll try to get bots from all sides. Oh, this thing is not. CBD's working back up. Hey, there's Manny. He says, I'm here every day. Good. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Manny. Glad to hear.
CBD is working back up. This thing could break back up here to breaks this back up to 63.078 range. CBD is working itself back up. I still don't trust this thing to the long side, Roy. I don't know why I am so apprehensive on trusting to the long side today.
A rejection at anchored VWAP there.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot of stuff, you got a lot of stuff right there.
Yeah.
Right. A nice little swoop down here now.
Break.
If it comes down here, I would like to take half this off down here and then let the other 5 just see what happens. Like I said, this is a test account, so I can give a little bit of leeway. 96 break though, Roy. This thing is probably going to 90, and I just took 200 of it, so we are plus 200 up on the day right now. Over here, this is one. Like I said, hopefully we don't get in a motor. We got to try to lose money. We know how that worked yesterday. Went both extremes. I got 900 up at one point, then 200 down at one point, then I finished right where I want to finish at. So hey, how about that?
What did you say? That other prop firm, like, just don't even bother. Don't even bother trying to request anything.
The great thing about this stuff is what did it come down to? 96.75 right there. The yesterday's anchor VWAP.
Yep, right on it.
Amazing how that works. You still got these 300 something orders at 96. I mean, that's going to be a wall to break through if they leave them there. Ron, if you looked overnight, my levels were, my bull scenario was dead on. I had it at 68, 62.80, 62.90 the zone. Well, we came down and tested 87.50 and bounced right out of it.
Lovely. Potential failed breakdown there at 6,300, so keep an eye on that.
Very well could be. It played out perfect yesterday. Of course, I was busy running errands to play it and do all that. Roy kept calling it, and I was like, you keep calling it, it might happen. It eventually happened.
Eventually it'll happen. There's your rejection.
He was right. He was right into what he was looking at. It just took a while for him to break out. And once it broke out, it was back to yeehaw. Didn't look back either once it broke back up. So if you want to see let's look and see if we can find out where. I'm going to actually go to a practice count on Top Step. We'll probably need to reclaim 6303, Roy, and clear it before I would think that we get a breakdown.
96.
Let's see if it takes these orders out. I've got my last take profit, my next take profit. I'm going to put it lower than you think. No, I'm not going to. I was going to go lower day, but I'm not going to do lower day. I think I'm just going to put it right above 90, like 91. If it would get there, if it gets this 96 break, I think we could see 90. You got a lot of orders at 95, 94. You got a lot of orders here at 96 and 94, really. That is probably going to be a nice little wall there. It's really frustrating. We stopped out of these down shorts early and look at it go on the front of the cap.
They do have a Fed official speaking right now. Fed.
Yeah. Oh, he was not on the docket, or she, whatever they are.
Yeah,
I want to took that. I'm a couple $100 up. I don't like how it's holding down here. And I would love for CBD to turn negative, and it's not. Volume has gone to crap on Tide, but it is moving kind of up. So I didn't want to do that. Well, crap. I got a long, but it only filled part of my long. So I was trying to go decent. I was on a practice account, but it only had 2 still up. So I only got 2 in it. I could have got $20 there. I'll actually close this thing out. We'll come back and punt. We're $4 down on it. That 63 looks like it's going to hold as resistance now, Roy. I don't like how CBD is rising up though.
Yeah.
It's coming back and forth, but I don't like it being elevated. This thing should have turned negative by now. It's not turned negative, so I don't like that part. Which would play into your breakdown. But I just don't know how high we go if we do. I mean,
yeah, you got that again. That 30-year bond auction is looming.
Yeah, we won't see any action though till we get closer. It's not till 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, CBD's kind of breaking down a little bit this time.
He's saying basically the economy's healthy, policies moderately restrictive. He's not really saying much as far as hinting at any side or the other.
I see all the big wigs coming out now, or not all of them, but a lot of them coming out talking about tariffs are non-inflationary. I saw senators who come out against Powell now. You're seeing a few economists come out against Powell now. I think you're going to see more heat on Powell here in the next month or so, Roy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It matters to somebody.
He's just, financial conditions are supportive for growth. We just said. I think the whole tariff thing. I mean, it's kind of talking both sides of the mouth on both sides, but I mean, market's ripping not because tariffs were enacted, but because there was a 90-day pause on tariffs, and they keep getting paused, pushed out. So the fact that they've been paused and pushed out means that the economic impact of what's really supposed to be happening has not actually hit. So it's this.
I think you're reading too much into that. I think the reason they're pushed back is he's trying to use them as negotiating tactics. Period. It's not as anything but a negotiation.
But if that is the case, then you can't say that tariffs are anything because they haven't been enacted.
Well, you're true, but if you go back and look at the history of tariffs when tariffs have been done, and they are not inflationary. I don't know why it would be a different case this one time compared to all other times it hadn't been.
They raised the price.
We can look at history, right? We can look at history, and history has not been inflationary.
Okay, they raised the price of the good one time, which then stymies the inflation, but it does raise the inflation. It's just over time, after a year, it goes away because that's the rate of change that has happened. But that spike happens, and then after time, it becomes deflationary because it stymies demand because price went up.
Right. Go back and look at the history of tariffs.
Okay, all right. We'll agree to disagree on this. There's a big section right there at the start of the raising of the price.
I just looked at the past tariffs. Now,
what makes
have we had tariffs this extreme in the past? No.
Right, but what makes it deflationary?
It's not inflationary. It's not deflationary, but it's not inflationary.
Right, but what makes it? You said it makes it deflationary, right?
I said it makes it non-inflationary.
What does that mean?
It means that the prices normally It doesn't cause inflation. It hadn't caused inflation. There's been no inflation with tariffs. On the history of tariffs, there's been no inflation after tariffs.
Okay, we're gonna agree to disagree on this stuff because it depends on when you're measuring the price. If you spike, like it's basically saying that inflation's gone now, but 2020 caused an inflation boom. So the price of everything went up, inflationary. We've just held those levels, right? To create growth.
I think we're arguing over nothing here because
I think so. I think we may be arguing over very different takes, and it missed my take profit on that short by a freaking tick. Very upset about that.
Well, the few things what you got to look at. There's a few things you got to look at here with it. You got to look at, do the tariffs actually go into effect or not? Right. That's the first thing. Do we ever actually put these tariffs in place? I think there are some in place now, right? Because they're talking about the money that's coming in from tariffs. So there got to be some in place already. I don't know who they're on. I'm assuming the China thing's already done, right? Since we already worked out a deal with them. So that said, probably already in place, right?
Okay. They're meeting again in August, so it's kind of weird that it was done, but it's not done.
Gotcha. Well, I
need a rejection here. Give me a
rejection. I think the reason why, if you look back, why it's non-inflationary is because I think the offset of what the government brings in, offsets what the price might go up. Does that make sense? And the thing right now is you can look up, like if you go to Google, is tariffs inflationary? It's going to say yes, because you've got to find a unbiased media. So good luck doing that. I have been lucky finding places in Australia to find unbiased media. But you can't trust either side of American media or European media to that point. BBC is more straight line, but what you get with the Foxes, the NBCs, all this, it's more opinion based on what their political advisor or their economist says, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of what's actual facts. We get more opinions than facts. And that's on both sides, right? I'm not saying just the left or just the right. It's both sides do the same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm over here quietly having a fantastic day. I am up $450 from this new one I got here. And if they come up here and hit, it might go a little higher than that. But I got my take profit at 63.0425. That'll get me over $500 on the day if it hits that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, while you were shorting there and I was debating it, I actually took a short, then I closed and went long because I liked how it was forming, holding the wicks down and everything down there.
Yeah, I mean, I had the take profit. I had the take profit at 96. It got right on top of it.
They got these orders sitting right on 96. I mean, you can see those orders have not moved.
Yeah.
I mean, I might move my damn take profit up some here. I would love to go on and get $750 on a day, or $700 on a day.
We're breaking anchored VWAP, which is kind of the resistance earlier.
Yeah, it's got to break that 50 MA we got right there. It could do it. If you look up here, you got orders right below 6308, and then 6310 is kind of your couple spots to watch there. I think I'm going to, if it hit 604.25, that'll get me 604.50. That'll get me a little over $500 on the day. I was going to hold up to around 6310 and get $750 out of the way, but then I'd be bored. I did run some errands. I got some errands and stuff ran yesterday. Got AC fixed. Had a couple toilet issues leaking around the flaps. So went on to replace that. I just had a very eventful day yesterday, just fixing shit. Got my upstairs AC running. It worked beautifully last night. I woke up this morning. It was 63 degrees upstairs. I was all in the covers, nice and toasty though. But it was. Anybody, if you do know me, I love to sleep. I love it when it's cold. It's got to be cold when I sleep. I love it. Maybe that's why I slept so much better last night, Roy. They got so cold.
1 + 1 there, right?
Yeah.
We'll push up 6302.50. I got stopped out at that break of anchored VWAP.
I still got orders up there at 63.05. So that's when I got my take profit at 63.50 up here. I mean, I think it could actually run through all that and go work towards that 63.10. Not 100% sure, but you're getting a little pop. Tide is really interesting right this second. Tide is really interesting this second. I think I'm going to let Tide spook me a little bit and go and take that out, get out of that trade. I think we could work back down towards that 96 level one more time. Look at Tide, Roy. Let's go swap over Tide. Let's update to make sure I'm seeing this right. But yeah, see how that volume went green slightly, but now it's dropped back down red.
Yeah.
CBD's holding up at 2,000 here. So that, I mean, this thing could pop back up. Your call premiums are turning up a little bit again. Let's look at holdings. I bet it's going to be a different story on holdings. Yeah. Oh, well, your call premiums are tanking on holdings.
Yeah, premiums came down.
Let's look at market tie. We're more interested in the same thing. Your call premiums took a dive, but your volume's kind of holding up. And that's the key to what we want to do with it if your volume holds up. So I don't know. This is a practice account we're in here. So if you want to trade anything, I'm not loving any of the other stuff, actually. Go back to Bookmap. I mean, if you want to take a short at 63.05, that range, but I think you're only going to get a couple points out of it. So you can't just go crazy and be like, oh, I'm going to, get 20 points on this move. You could. But.
I mean, the fact that it broke that anchored VWAP that it was rejecting pretty much all morning.
Yeah.
Telling to me that you just don't want to jump in front of a train unless it can get back below that guy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be careful.
It's now flattened out.
If it breaks up here, we could pop to 10 pretty quick. Could come back and test this 50 or so. Could test that whole little cluster of EMAs there. CBD's popping though.
Yeah.
Your Tide. Why'd you go to?
Sorry.
Your Tide is turning back though. Be careful. Be careful. Muslim tariffs could take until next year to work through. I don't even know what the hell that even means. Hiring trends have been softer than usual. What are you looking at, bro? I mean,
private payrolls have been. The government, the government side has. Private payrolls is slow.
I got you. Okay, I won't slam him too hard on it.
He should clarify that though.
Well, you're hearing what they're saying. I'm just seeing the headline popping in.
Yeah.
China's economy shows resilience and potential. Muslim, is that how you say it?
Muslim, yeah, Muslim.
The labor supply seems to be declining, which may be due to slowed immigration or other impact. Did non-farm what did non-farm pay? It went up, didn't it?
Non-farm went up. Yeah,
Yeah.
ADP private went down.
Okay.
And non-farm went up. There was something like it's like
interesting. I didn't realize. I mean, I forgot we did have jobless claims. Was that this morning? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they came in lower than expected.
Yeah.
That's kind of unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is why I say we had to be careful on what it could do, because it could pop. When it pops, it could pop all the way up to 10. Well, we're at 08 now.
What stick?
Yeah, look at your damn look at Tide. Swap over. You see that there? Woo. That is that's a big old reversal from where it was, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Did we have something else come out that we're not?
No, he's not saying anything bad as far as the market. He's saying good stuff, but TNX is ticking up here. Careful. I mean, you still got a ways before TNX really becomes a problem, but and look at all this negative gamma that we've entered.
Look at your volume. Your volume's turning down.
Yeah, volume turning down. Look at this negative gamma we've just entered, though. So you could get kind of fuel up here to this 62.80 if it can jet fuel past this. A little bit of conflicting deals. We look at Bookmap. Looks like it hit a little bit of a wall, but are they throwing orders below it there? You're seeing this flashing on the white and holding it. So they want to hold it up.
Yeah, we saw these orders up here that, it drew everything to it, but I'm not surprised it's not breaking through up here. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to go through, and we could see a little pullback here. I don't know what we would pull back to though. 63.05 maybe, Roy.
Yeah.
If it comes below 5, we can see 03.
Looks like it's coming down quick.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be you are getting your tide has turned pretty negative. I mean, not negative, but your volume was dropping pretty good, and your put premiums are rising, but your call premiums are still rising with it, which is very interesting. The market is coming back on this. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, that was a drop. I'm not hearing anything. Here comes your 03.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that 03. That if the 03 breaks, I mean, shit, they could run this thing down to 10. Back to that 96. I don't know. Tide is really interesting here. Oh, good morning, Howie. I see you put your cup of coffee up there. Volume is coming back some. Put premiums and call premiums are dropping. Put premiums are turning sideways. At 63 is the spot to watch there, Roy. If it holds there, then we could get a bounce back up to test that 10 level again. You're getting a red bubble now. CBD is 27. It did pop, of course, when that move up. We had a lot of stuff come in, but they didn't just keep pushing it.
Right.
Okay. surprised me a little bit there. You are getting a nice wick. It did come down and test, which, we kind of said, hey, does it come down and test this EMA cluster here? What does it do once it gets there? Well, so far it's bounced off of it.
Mm-hmm. I got a little uptick in volume.
Yeah. So we could see this thing pop back up. I am CVD's holding 20. Well, it just broke below 27, right back above it. It's I don't really have much here. What I was telling you yesterday, the thing the guy was talking about where you're going to see chop. So go to my chart real quick. So when you saw this push up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, bulls are control. Well, then they push you right back down. You're like, oh, bears are control. Oh, well, they push you right back up. Bulls are control. And they're pushing. Well, bears are stepping back in. So what it's telling you is right now is this is your chop range, right? So you would look here to here. You need to break one of those ranges before you get out of chop.
Yeah.
And that's only a 14-point range. So this is kind of the thing, if you're trading in that range, you have to be pretty precise on what you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have much room to lose. If you do have a couple of losers, well, then you've already lost today. I am now 551 up in this new account, though. I did take a short up there. Just got out of it.
Beautiful.
I mean, this thing could come back. I probably should. This is holding. I got two choices here. I could go on and do it again, or I could just call it a day. This is kind of thing where you're guesstimating. You got orders here at 63.03, so you could see a little pop here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you pop to, I don't know if you even get back up to 10. That high. CBD, I don't like Tide. Tide is not making me feel comfortable at all and going long. I think this thing, we could have a breakdown all the way back down to that 96, Roy.
Mm.
See if it breaks VWAP here. If it breaks that down, I mean, you got 6,300, which is going to be your next one. If it breaks 6,300, we'll just come on down to 96. But you look, 6,300 held right now. You're tied. Your volume has gone negative, Roy. Your volume has gone negative. CBD has come back to 14 under 1,500. It's coming back pretty quick too. If it breaks, there's 63. You're gonna break it down. Come on down, test this 96. Just do it. Just get it over with and see what we're gonna do from there. It's kind of my spiel.
I think it's just beelining up there, doesn't it? But it kind of hanging out. 99.
Yeah, I'm not loving it. Look at your tide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show everybody what we're looking at. Oh, there you go, got it. Your tide looks nasty now.
Yeah.
CBD's back to 13. I mean, that was a pretty big drop on CBD pretty quick there.
Yeah.
But like I said, you see your put premiums are coming back some. Your volume has turned up a little bit. Well, where is that at? Right at 6,300. I don't know if we get much, what kind of pop we get on this if we get a pop, Roy. 6302 maybe, 6303. 6302 is what I think, right there at
VWAP.
Yeah, I would. Trey, I don't know if you're watching today. I would just ask to cook a brisket in the in that competition coming up the end of July, 1st August. I've never cooked a brisket for a competition, Roy.
Mm.
And that is oof. It's a little pressure right there. Wasn't expecting that today.
Not breaking down, not popping. Hanging out at VWAP. There's 6,300. Couldn't quite break above VWAP. So let's look at Bookmap. CBD rising, dropping.
It's kind of just moved up a little bit, but it's not moving a lot. Well, good thing is Kroger has briskets on sale, so I guess I'll go buy a brisket and try to cook a brisket now for the weekend to get some tests in, because I've only got what's today's date? I got 3 weeks, Roy, to work on a brisket recipe. I've cooked briskets in the past. I mean, don't get me wrong, briskets it's not like I've never cooked briskets, but if anybody's ever cooked a brisket, brisket is one of the hardest pieces of meat to cook.
Got up to 6303.
Yeah, your CBD popped a little and it's come back some. Now it's popping a little. Your tide is, your volume's going down some, so you need to be careful with the long here. I'm not saying it won't work.
I think Trump just posted.
Well, that could change everything quickly. I see Muslim U.S. fiscal deficits are on unstable path. The banking system is well capitalized and liquid. I'm not observing a tremendous amount of restrictions due to monetary policy. Officials are currently supportive. What do you say?
So he said that Nvidia's up 47% since his tariffs, and the Fed should cut rates to reflect the growth.
Okay, I'm not sure that's the reason why we should cut rates. I mean, I agree that we should cut some rates, but I don't think using the video as your
I gotta read the full post. That's what's being said across the thing.
Okay, so it's just tech stocks, industrial stocks, and the NASDAQ hit all-time record highs. Crypto through the roof. Nvidia's up 47% since the Trump tariff. The Fed should rapidly lower rates. So it was more than just Nvidia. He's talking about the overall sector, but that's still. I didn't know we used the market as a.
Well, the market loves it. This is a push up.
Yeah,
6306. I mean,
I don't get it either, because I mean that's nothing. One, all right. We know J Powell's not going to listen to him at all. J Powell gives zero shits what he says.
Right.
On that part, which, I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, you don't want him to cave to anything, right? Because there's a couple different ways you can look at the way Powell's doing things. You can look at things strictly from, well, he's doing it just for this, which I think, I'm not saying political. I did say political before, and I think that was a wrong term. I think it's more out of spite at this point. I think you got a battle of two people here that both think they're right.
Which is okay. That's kind of what you want in government, right? You want differing opinions.
I'm just worried that Powell's is going too far. I think we should have had a rate cut. I'm not saying Roy knows where I stand on this. I don't think we need to go back to 0%, and I don't even think we need to be at 2% right now. But I think we should have had at least a quarter basis point cut this last one. Look, how things do, then you could possibly either wait July and then do one again in September. But I think we should have had one to kind of see how everything goes out. I think we're holding this up too long. I understand to a point why he's doing it, because if you do it too soon, inflation skyrockets and you got to come back and add. That makes it 10 times worse than what it was if you just left it alone.
Right, exactly.
But by leaving it alone, you're putting a lot of people financial hardships for a lot of people because they're already struggling, and interest rates, which may not directly affect everybody here, like on what you do day in, day out, indirectly affects all of us, right?
Yeah.
They mortgage loans are not based off what the Fed rates are, but they work around them, right? The only good spot about them is you should be making more money on your bank stuff, your savings accounts and money market accounts and stuff like that. I'm just not sure it offsets and I don't think there's enough people in America that's got money in savings accounts to offset what it's hurting on the other side. So
yeah,
I'm torn. I think we should have took at least 0.25%. And I'm not saying we go back to 0 ever. I'm not a big fan of that either. But I also don't think our 0% plus COVID plus all the other stuff came out is what caused us to get in the state we're in right now anyway, right? Which I think, Roy, you'd probably agree with that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
And he waited too long to raise rates to start with. I know me and Roy's talked about this before. Roy definitely agrees with me on that part. I just think he might be waiting too long to come back some here. We did have that one rate cut, just so happened to be election time when we got that rate cut. That doesn't look pretty, but it is what it is. We'll say that we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he had nothing to do with the election time.
Well, it was after.
It came right there. Came right there the week before the election, right?
Let me verify. I think it was the day after, 2 days after the election, right? Or is it November or September? I can't remember. Yeah, it was November 7th. They cut additional 25 basis points. September, they cut 0.5 basis points. So they had first rate cut was in September, and then they did it again in November. Or I think they paused in October. Can't remember if they had one in October. I don't believe they had a meeting in October.
I don't think they had a meeting. I think that was one of the months. I think it was late September, right? And then early November, so they skipped October.
So, I mean, you can look at that a few ways, but he did cut knowing Trump was coming to presidency in November because the results of the election were already over. So if it was political, why did you cut?
September cuts, right? I mean, why do we have a cut in September?
Yeah, you get a 0.5 cut in September and a 0.25 cut in November, and then a pause from there.
Then a pause since.
Yeah. Which makes sense because you don't go into a rapid cut cycle if inflation hasn't hit your metric.
Definitely don't want a rapid cut cycle, but I think we should have had a cut this past meeting. And I think we didn't have one this past meeting. We should have one in July, and I don't think they're going to cut in July either. So,
well, yeah, I think again, if there is clarity on the tariff front, I think you can then forecast. If there's no clarity on this stuff and this cloud of uncertainty due to negotiation tax or whatever, how can you forecast anything?
Yeah, but aren't we pretty settled in right now on what we think everything's going to be?
Yesterday we got a 5 times rate on Brazil.
Yeah, I think the Brazil. Yeah, you're right. I get that. The Brazil thing was more, I think, with the BRICS thing, which he had said right before. Brazil has been sneaky. I'm gonna tell you guys, Brazil's been a sneaky snake.
Yeah, Brazil is sneaky.
They are.
Well, we get a lot of coffee from Brazil.
Not most of our coffee comes from Colombia, though.
I don't know who's in the lead. I just know Brazil's a big one.
What a pop back up here, boys. Boys and girls. We have not had a look. Look when the last time we had a red bubble, Roy.
Wow.
So far, it appears that reserves remain abundant. There will be signals that reserves become more scarce. That was Muslim. Oh, a movie I watched the other night. I recommend everybody not to watch it. Do not watch Karate Kid Legends.
The VAD.
Oh, yeah, it was not good. There wasn't a damn thing good about it. Trump, too late demeans the great credit of USA. We are now, again, the number one credit in the world. But I need to see that whole what the whole message was. Is he speaking or is he just rapidly shooting out truth postal?
He's just rapidly shooting truth postal.
So he's taking a dump.
Yeah, he's getting it out. He's doing his Fed dance, which means we're not sure if any tariffs. So okay, Muslim just said something that could be very bullish. He said if the Fed cannot pay its interest on its reserves, then that could be very disruptive. So the acknowledgement of it is what can send the market higher.
Would that be, or would that not pull the market back some?
Oh, something was said. I can't. That one was a bit above my pay grade. Then something required more open market activities which would require more liquidity. So I don't know what the context of that.
Yeah. If we break 6310 here, you're right. This could be very bullish.
Yeah, I think it's basically suggesting that the Fed is now looking at the rate cuts as a response to avoiding a situation where they couldn't afford the payment. It's a balancing act, of course.
So I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here.
Right.
So he is actually confirming kind of what Trump has been saying.
He's saying, yeah, Muslim is saying that if you can't make the payment, then that's a problem. Right now, we currently can make the payment.
Which is kind of what Trump's saying, but it could cause a part where we couldn't make the payment.
Yes, all of Trump's problem is he is right on the interest payment side of it. He's wrong on the inflation side of it. If he just relents on the tariff, he gets his cuts. There's no problem. If he waits 1 year to do the tariff, he gets his cuts. He's doing his tariffs at low interest rates. All he had to do was wait, and we're ripping.
Yes, we are.
And I think, again, the acknowledgement of that cut is kind of what's sending the market. I'm in a combine and a long as soon as I heard it. Getting to that 15, though, that was nasty rejection yesterday.
Yeah. Definitely want to be careful up here. But, I mean, it could rip to 20. I just don't know where you would pull back to, Roy. I mean, 12, 11, it's not much of a pullback there right now.
63.10 is orb high, so I think you would look at that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at Bookmap levels and see what we can see. You got 11, which would be right above 10, which they could defend. I don't like moves up on news like this.
Yeah. I mean, they did throw orders up there to basically stop the momentum, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in their defense, the orders have been moving up with it, so it's not like they've been taking them out all the way up. So
yeah,
it's not like they threw new orders. They're just trying to. I think people are trying to get filled here, or stops are getting hit, or something. We don't know which side it's on.
Apple's ripping. Apple's up 1% right now.
So, what would be the reason with Apple ripping? What would be positive with Apple out of all this news?
I guess they did something unique. They settled a $490 million claims and misleading statements on iPhone demand in China. Shareholders from 2018 to 2019 may receive payouts within 8 to 12 months post approval. So they've settled a court dispute for $500 million.
Gotcha.
Tesla, though,
we have a 6.7% chance of July cut. Yeah, it's not much. I think anybody looking for a July cut is foolish at this point.
Yeah, no way. Even Bassett is basically saying, that's probably not going to happen, but he can cut higher next time.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you can do a July cut now. I mean,
no,
not that you can't do one. Hold on, let me rephrase that. I don't think if you're Powell and the Fed, the governors, you can do one now because you kind of painted yourself into a corner where you're not going to do one now. Does that make sense? Or some of them, not all of them. I think you got to kind of stand by your statement that if you're not going to cut, right, then you got to wait and look.
Well, next week's important. You got CPI and PPI.
Yep.
So those odds can shift pretty rapidly.
I mean, if they do think that the labor market is weakening, that could also be another reason, to cut eventually, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, unemployment cannot become unanchored. You have to cut. You have to stimulate the market. You have to stimulate something to avoid unemployment from spiraling.
I'm going to give the American employment stuff credit. It's held pretty damn strong through everything, hasn't it?
It has. It's been resilient, and so that makes it tough to do that, right? Because you want to have that card to play if you need to. Right now, you don't really need to. It's a fascinating topic because there's just so much to it, right? There's your 1525 spot from yesterday testing.
Yeah. Well, they're going to talk about the what was the 2.5 billion renovation of the Fed building? Is that what it is? Some stupid numbers there.
Yeah, that was. I looked at it yesterday. Let me go back to it.
Does I think he needs to be really careful because whether he's done anything wrong or not, I'm not sitting there saying he's done anything wrong with this renovation with the thing. But if they wanted to find a reason to out him and you get enough political figures behind it, that could be a reason they could find to oust him. You know what I'm saying, Roy?
Yeah.
You got Pulte putting a bunch of pressure on him to look, so I don't know if that means what that's worth. Pulte is firing out stuff left and right on him.
Yeah.
Pulte came out and said that he lied to Congress. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, Pulte is.
You need to have some proof there, brother.
Pulte's in the real estate game, right? And
right.
In charge of the real estate game, so he is extremely affected by high interest rates. So you can see.
But you get my point though with Pulte coming after him. If he has anything at all to come after him with, he's gonna come after him. And if he gets some key senators and congressmen behind him going after him, that could cause major issues for Powell. Not just his job, but we're talking like criminal charges. If they could, if the government ever gets trying to get you, Roy, they're going to get you one way or another, right?
Yeah, but do you want to see a market crash do that to Powell?
Well, one thing I'm going to say, I would not put it past this administration to go after him like that.
Yeah.
Would you?
No, I of course not. I would not put it past this one. But that to me is the danger of it all, right?
Absolutely.
We're gonna find anything or something to create a technicality. But look, if you want to investigate him, he said investigate him. He was testifying in front of Congress.
Well, that's what I was saying. That Bolton said that he had perjured himself. That he had proof he perjured himself. So,
yeah, and look, here's my stance on it. If they had that info and they can push it through, go forth and push it through. You are in charge. If you want him out, you have the evidence and you have the rate cuts, or you have the evidence and you have the thing and you want him gone. You have the power to do it. So my next question would be, why aren't you doing it?
I'm with you earlier though. I hate how political it's become. Right? I used to love politics. I am not a fan of politics here lately.
It sucks.
It's so far, and this goes back. Elon wants to do this third party, and I don't even know how I feel about the third party now. I think America needs another party, but typically what you do on a third party is you have one side that bands together and then one side that splits off into this third party.
Yeah.
Well, the side that banded together is the side, and you can figure out which side I'm talking about. That's the side that ends up getting power, right?
Yeah. Now,
so you got to be careful with a third party. I don't know. I'm torn, dude. I hate the where we're at with politics right now. I hate you got to be so far left or so far right. I hate the name calling. I hate everything about it. Everything's a gotcha game now. Everything's a gotcha game.
Everything's a gotcha game. Yeah. And so there's a text release coming from Bank of England in 10 minutes. Muslim saying no supply chain disruptions from any business leaders.
CNBC, the AI gold rush is here. Really, it's been here, hasn't it? Haven't we had the AI gold rush?
Yeah.
Demon, Europe is challenged and the world is challenged. Jamie Demon. Everybody thought at one point he would end up being a Fed chair. I don't know why he'd want it.
Yeah.
Dude has a pretty damn comfortable life right now. Why ruin that?
Yeah, right? Some would argue he has the most powerful position. Him and Larry Fink.
I mean, you go back and look over the history of America, right? You got a group of banks that have been in control forever, and Chase has been one of those banks that have been in control forever.
Right.
It just so happens he is the head of probably, I guess, JP Morgan Chase, probably the largest bank there is now.
That's the largest bank
in America for sure.
Yeah.
So that would mean that they have. I watched a movie the other day. I forgot the name of it. It was very interesting. It was about a damn Fed chair, by the way, who was corrupt. Who was trying to, got somebody to do a cyber attack to tank the market so that all these banks could, instead of doing the normal stuff, they could go in and just buy the dip pretty much and pop everything back up, make billions and trillions of dollars, and everybody happy, everybody all this, and then the one guy that had the most to lose ended up changing and not doing it. It's pretty neat to watch, and how the Fed, the Fed was fired. No, it's just not a documentary. But he was meeting with these bank officials at like at a circus, guys, to kind of demonstrate how the circus show was and all that.
Yeah.
I have to look and see. It was on Hulu, I think.
Documentary.
I'll have to find. I'll take a break here in a minute and find it and send it to everybody. It was not a great movie, by the way. I mean, don't get me wrong. But it was interesting to watch because we trade stocks and stuff, and to see how it kind of played out. Like, and to be like, oh no, I definitely would have made billions of dollars on that deal, dude. Definitely would have made billions.
And look, this an interesting side to all of this is, regardless of whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, if you do get kind of a hyperinflation mode into the markets, and you have the markets hate inflation because of the reaction that it can have with the Fed by raising rates. If there is no threat of raising rates, the markets actually love inflation as long as it keeps the consumer strong, right? There's like a balancing act. So you could see this actual moonshot that you get from Tom Lee and all these people, where they just stimulate the economy so much with lower rates, pushing that they don't really care about inflation. You're going to get a honeymoon phase of that, where the market is just going to blast higher. It's the side effect of that once they kind of push it to the edge too much, where it actually hurts the American consumer.
I mean, where's this guy speaking at? He's been speaking for a while, has he not?
Yeah, he's at
inflation beginning in June data.
St. Louis Fed. He's at a private event, and they got a feed. You had to register to get the feed. Financial Juice registered to get the feed.
Well, they need to, whoever's leaking the stuff at their private event, they need to get rid of.
No, I think
I'm kidding.
Stream
Joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. That was a joke. I was just kidding. I was not serious with that at all.
Bitcoin 111,000. It had a dip, and it's now gobbled up that dip.
You're finally seeing a little bit of weakness here in your volume on Tide. I don't know if it's going to come back or not, what it's going to do. You are seeing a little turn in call premiums now. Well, your call premiums just look like they just shot back up, but your volume is turning down a little here. Let's update it and see. Now it's popping back up a little, so be careful. Let's look at holdings. Holdings is looking a little bit weaker now. I mean, we got up here close to 20, so I'm not surprised that we're seeing a little thing. I would love to see a pullback to decent to maybe 10.
Yeah.
That would be great, but I just don't know if that's going to happen, Roy. We're about time to wrap it up. I just got 2,500 to have a part ship from Germany. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. I said it costs more to ship than the part itself. Yeah, I've got my ex-wife's cousin or whatever. He's a machinist. He owns a machine shop, local, and a lot of these factories have to get stuff shipped from different countries, and it costs a ton. And what they do is they actually buy them now and get to him so they can recreate it for them without having to. It's cheaper to have it custom made than it is to have it shipped over from another country. It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yep. 14 here. So is it going to get down to like what, 11? With that 8?
I could see we got order sitting at 10 and you got order sitting at 12. So if we see the 12 break, I mean, it's holding up right now. Roy, I'm fixing to have to call this for the day.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
I've got
Make sure I'm out of all my trades. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're good.
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll be back Monday.
I think it's Thursday.
Safe. Yeah, trade safe, guys. There's not a lot of events tomorrow, but there's always events with Truth Social.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know what's going to come out. So everybody be safe. Trade for tomorrow. We'll catch you guys then, and we'll see you later.